This is my friend Felipe's S2000, and this S2000 doesn't start or run. Now, Felipe was about to tow this car to a shop where he got quoted thousands of dollars to have it fixed. I heard that, and I took it personally. Felipe works at Bigtime. We have a YouTube channel where we work on cars. So today, whether Felipe likes it or not, we're gonna fix his car for cheap. Because, well, I mean, you know, it's still the business costs, and it's just like, you know, we gotta keep it under budget. All right, the only thing we know so far is that the car doesn't crank and it doesn't start. That's what we call a no crank, no start. But we're gonna need a little bit more information if we're gonna fix it. Luckily, Felipe works here at my house. Welcome, Phil, you idiot.
Thank you. I think you're out of toilet paper.
You're trying to send this thing? Oh, no, I replaced it this morning. I know that's a lie. And I saw you added wipes. Are those yours?
I always bring wipes.
I have wipes in there, dude.
Dude, wipe. Yes,
all right, so Felipe was moving last week, moving apartments, moved in with his girlfriend, big step. And in the process of that, this is how this all got started. He was like, hey, can I tow my car to your house while this gets going? I'm about to take it to a shop. And I was like, what? You're gonna take it to a shop for what?
So I inherited this car from a good friend of mine.
Yes,
he's
Gary.
no longer with us. He's in the shadow realm. We'll see you at some point, RIPG. Yeah, so the car has had a bunch of mods done to it, but fast forward to 2024 where it sat for about a year because, you know, we kind of started a little channel called Bigtime. Life got really busy. After it sat for a while, it just, what was this? A couple weeks ago, it refused to start.
All right, Felipe, tell me everything you know about the starter situation from when it started.
October 2024, that's when the car started having startup issues. So replace the starter, brand new battery, and that's when I looked into the clutch position sensor switch for S2000s particularly. They fall apart. When you depress the clutch, the car doesn't know that, so it won't start. So you bypass that by jumping it. Did that, it was already done to the car. I did check wiring on the starter itself, it was fine. Checked the fuse box, seems to be fine. So yeah, I was gonna take it to a shop because we don't have time.
And a little birdie told me that you had some leaky brakes.
Correct. It seems like my calipers are leaking a little bit, so I went ahead and got pretty much everything to rebuild them along with rotors and pads.
Wow. What's up with these triangles, brother?
These, my friend, used to hold a wing that is no longer here because it was causing so much flex. I'm assuming because it was not mounted properly that it damaged the trunk, and now I have 2 triangles and 4 holes.
So you want to ditch the triangles and fill the holes?
Yes, sir.
I think we can do that. Ooh.
Yep.
What is it, F20?
F20C.
Sick, dude.
Yep. Starter is so underneath the intake manifold behind the alternator. Pretty easy to get
shiny.
to.
It looks brand new.
Yeah.
New battery.
Brand new battery. Yellow
clean. Okay, so we know the car doesn't crank and it doesn't start. We know it's got a new battery. We know it's got a new starter, and we know the neutral safety switch has been looped, so it's essentially deleted. Now, the only other things we need to know in order to solve this conundrum is how a starter circuit actually works. So before we go poking around, let's take a little trip to the classroom. All right, welcome to the classroom, AKA my living room. And up on the projector screen, we've got a look at a diagram of a basic starter circuit from a manual car. Now, let's go through what actually happens when you start a car. You hop in the car and you push in the clutch. That is the neutral safety switch. So that will close that, which gives ground to the starter relay. So once you push the clutch, then you turn the key. Help. God damn it, Brian, I know you touched my computer. Sorry, Brian. The screen just, So push in the clutch, close that. Up next, you'll turn the key. Turning the key allows power to come up through your fuse, through the ignition switch, down through your starter relay, and down to the starter solenoid, triggering the major power to start the actual engine. So if any of these things aren't working, the whole system won't work. So what do we know about Felipe's car? Well, we know he's got a brand new battery. We know that he has got a brand new starter, and that he has looped or bridged his neutral safety switch. So if these 3 things are good and working, then that means the problem lies in the rest of it. Could it be a bad ground? Could it be a bad ignition switch? Could it be a bad starter relay? Could it be a break in the ignition trigger wire? Well, it could be any of those things. So what we're gonna do is start with the basics. Anytime you're trying to diagnose a problem, you should start with some of the easiest things to check, just to make sure that you have a good foundation, and so that you're not wasting a bunch of time chasing your tail. Here at Bigtime, we're still a pretty small channel, and that means sometimes there's nobody around to help film. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but when you're working on a car, you usually need both hands. So when I'm by myself, I use the brand new Insta360 X5 to make sure I'm capturing every angle all day long. And it's got fast charging. It charges up to 80% in only 20 minutes, so you're not waiting all day for it to charge. Plus, it's got replaceable lenses, so if you mess one up, all you gotta do is pop the broken one off, put a new one on, and bingo, bango, bongo, you're right back to filming. Plus, the new X5 can film in up to 8K on sensors that are 144% bigger than the previous generation. And they offer ND filters so you can shoot lower shutter speeds in bright light. And the X5 comes with pure video mode, which is a game changer for getting low light video. It's always tough shooting at night. You end up with dark, unusable, last season of Game of Thrones style footage. But not with the X5 and pure video mode. No, you get great nighttime shots where you get to see all the action, even in low light. Insta360 also now has audio solutions that make recording clean, crisp audio an absolute breeze with the Mic Air. You get a wireless microphone that plugs and plays directly into the USB-C port and makes recording audio super easy. Snap it to your shirt, wear it as a necklace, or use it as a handheld mic. No matter how you use it, it's there to capture the best audio possible. But most importantly, the Insta360 X5 helps me get the shot when no one else can. But if 360 isn't what you need, well, Insta360 still has you covered with the Ace Pro 2, 8K, 157 degree field of view, Leica glass, AI noise reduction, flip screen, all in a tiny package. I did forget to say that it can also be a dash cam. So if you want your very own Insta360 X5, Ace Pro 2, or Mic Air, well, just click the link in the description below. And when you click it, it helps support the channel. So thank you guys for supporting the companies that help keep us afloat. We love you for it. Mwah. All right, we're back in the yard. Now we're gonna hop in the car, try to start it, see what happens. Where's the keys, man? Okay. All right, we got lights on the dash. The key is in the on position. These have a push start. Since the clutch switch is supposedly bridged, I'm not even gonna push it. We're just gonna push the start button, see if anything happens. Okay, so we can hear the starter relay working, which means A, the starter relay is working, and B, that our neutral safety switch bridge is also working because I'm not pushing the clutch, but when I hit the start button, the relay is still working. I would say now that would narrow down if there is a break in the trigger wire to the starter, it is after the starter relay. But now that we know this, let's go under the hood, check the terminals, check the battery, finish up checking our basics before we drive ourselves nuts. First up, we'll look at the battery. Loose battery terminals can cause all sorts of problems. See what's going on there? Oh, Felipe, I think you have a loose battery terminal, my friend. That doesn't help. That is all it takes. That's all it takes.
That could be the whole problem.
That could be the whole problem. I have my probe out here, so we'll check battery voltage real quick, but it takes a ton of amps to start your engine, and amps don't go through loose connections like that very well. That's a bad connection, that's a loose terminal, and that will stop your starter from working. Huh. Well, that's not enough volts either, Felipe. Okay, Felipe bought this. This is a new battery. I think he bought it, what did he say? 2 months ago? Felipe! Oh, neck cramp.
It is a new battery. I bought it about 3 weeks ago.
And you chucked it right in?
Chucked it in the car.
Didn't charge it?
Did not charge it.
Well, in this case, it was not charged.
Interesting.
And also you had a loose battery terminal, which that maybe we could blame on you. This puppy was like that. I didn't loosen it.
Okay.
And the battery's at like 9.5 volts. But pretty easy fix.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with that. I feel like an idiot. But
well, did we just save you some money or did we save you some money? And that is a testament to why you do the easy things first. Check the easy stuff. Yeah, well, you know what? I got it. I'll go get a jump pack. Let's see if it starts.
Do I get to drive a cool car on the weekends again?
You want to start it, Phil? Damn.
Bust.
What the heck?
Bust.
No, I'm starting to wonder about my jump pack because it's only showing 9.
It's only showing 9 volts, huh? Well, doesn't it crank up though?
Maybe.
Once you go to hit the starter?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's smart, so I think it sees a drop.
All right, we're gonna charge the battery up and see if this thing starts.
Are you feeling like this might not be the problem?
Listen, is it the end-all be-all problem? Is it the final problem? I'm not sure, but it is a problem, and it's the one that's staring us in the face. We've got a low battery and a loose terminal. So we're gonna charge the battery, get the basics checked off, you know?
Really? So just the battery, eh?
And the terminal. So anytime that, like in the past, where it would intermittently not start, it's just because that terminal was loose.
That makes sense, because when we went driving, this thing bounces like this.
Yeah, it'll
Stuff like
jostle it
that loose.
around, yeah. So I'll get a new terminal on there, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. And now that it runs, we can pull this thing around front and get working on the brakes. S2000s are pretty good. It's like a better Miata.
Dude, you look good in a converti. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You need a new car, dude.
Now that we got the car at the front, it's time to fix these brakes, Felipe, and I understand you brought some parts.
I did. First up, well, so we only have to do the fronts.
Great.
That's good news. We don't have to do the rears.
Okay, cool, with me.
Yes. So you have the rebuild kit for
I do,
the
I bought
calipers.
these. Yeah,
Great.
so these are new seals and dust boots for the pistons in the front calipers. These are like $4 a piece.
Well, this is what I brought. We have brand new Stop Tech rotors.
Wow, slotted.
Now, as far as pads, I got Project Mu. These are supposed to be really good for the street, also really good for the canyons. So,
Yep, I've always heard of Project Mu, the classic teal.
look at this.
Yeah, what do you know about these things?
Well, what I know is, well, you know, it's kind of like the other race teams out and about. So they do their own R&D. I don't know who exactly makes these or supplies them. It could be
it's just cool.
JDM cool stuff.
Do
Yeah,
they
dude.
offer different compounds?
They do. So this
what
is
are these?
this is supposed to be a street slash, you know, a little bit of a autocross pad.
So they'll be able to deal with some heat and some heavy braking without fading super easily, but they won't be super aggressive. And a lot of like really strictly race pads that are, you know, the best at dealing with heat come with some compromises like a lot of squeaking,
Squeaks.
which we don't want. So hopefully these won't squeak, but
Hopefully
they'll
no
still
squeaking.
feel great in the canyons.
And then this is very exciting. I waited 3 months for these.
Holy smokes.
These are endless hard lines for the brakes up front.
Wow. Takes
no
a real car
pressure.
guy to get that excited about brake lines.
And then speaking of Project Mu, then we got some pretty gangster. This is what Dai Yoshihara runs in his S2000. It's overkill for my car, but it's cool.
Very
but
cool.
No,
Well, you gotta
it's
have some good brake fluid.
Yeah, I think brake fluid is probably one of the most important ones.
Yeah.
That people forget about.
Race
so.
and street. Yeah, so good brake fluid will resist boiling to a higher temperature than lesser brake fluid. The compromise that it comes with is that it will be a little bit more hygroscopic, or it'll suck water out of the environment more, so it doesn't last quite as long until you need to flush it. Do you need it? Absolutely not. Is it sick as hell? Of course. Just like pretty much everything we do.
Everything we do.
Stupid, but it's fun, and now we're gonna do it. All right, Phil, what do you say we get to it?
I'm gonna go edit. I'll leave you to it. Thank you very much. Thank you, boys. Love you. Bye.
Good deal.
Oh yeah. Little cleaning.
Shut up. Okay, now that we know what parts we got, we just gotta put them on, which means the first thing we gotta do is take off the old stuff. And there's one caliper off the car. Now we'll take off the pads. Oh good, it has Phillips screws in it. Luckily, we're in California, and I think they'll come out. Now Felipe was planning on buying remanufactured calipers, and you know, that's not a bad move, but it's a good way to spend a few $100. And these calipers are fine. Could they use some new seals? Sure, but seals are only a couple bucks. You just gotta put them in. It's not that hard. Plenty of meat left on his old bones, but that's not the point here. We're upgrading. It's all about pleasure and the way it makes you feel. A little tip and trick here, when you're working on brakes, you'll notice that our line is disconnected, but it's not actively dripping. And that's not because there's no fluid up in the reservoir. That's because I have the brake pedal pushed just a little bit, which moves the piston in the master cylinder forward enough that the hole that lets fluid come back down and into the lines gets blocked. So a little bit of pressure on the brake pedal and no drip. Problem, brother. Be free. Okay, now we need to replace this line and we need to rebuild the caliper. What do you want to do first? Caliper? All right. Okay, we've got our first caliper here on the bench. First thing we gotta do is pop the piston out. So to do that, I'm gonna use some compressed air. Faster than intended, but it works. Okay, there's our piston, popped it straight out. Now we just gotta take the dust boot and the seal out of the caliper, clean things up, put it back together. Easy as that. There's our dust boot. And then you can see the seal sits in this channel in the bore. Okay, there's our old seal. Just a square seal. This one looks okay, but certainly doesn't hurt to replace it. All right, now that we've got this thing butt naked, let's clean it up. Now everything's clean, time to put it back together. Just gonna feed that into our little groove. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see, fresh seal. Okay, now we're gonna put the dust boot on the piston. This might end up taking a couple tries, we'll see. Okay, we're gonna use a little bit of brake fluid for lube. Well, the dust boot, sometimes you can just kind of ride it on and it'll go in, but that was not the case here, so I kind of got to figure out what the move is.
You just gotta put them in. It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Okay, we've got our piston back in there with the brand new seal and dust boot. Everything is in place. Now this caliper is ready to go back on the car. So we just got to replace the line, get the rotor on, get some pads in this sucker. That took maybe 15 minutes and it saved us probably 150 bucks. What's a remanufactured caliper on one of these? Google it.
Remanufactured caliper, single piston. I'm gonna say it is $275.
$275, that's probably right. So we saved about $270 per corner. Okay, so now we just got to replace the lines with Felipe's endless lines, which means I just have to disconnect the line at this fitting here and then from where it's mounted to the chassis. Okay, now line me, dine me, 69 me. Sexy. All right, Felipe's got a set of Stop Tech slotted rotors here. This is, I believe, the left side, although one of the...
Toby.
What's up, Phil?
Do you copy?
I do copy. Oh, wait, that's not how that works. I do copy.
How goes it? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, dude. I'm doing great, dude. I'm doing great, dude. We just rebuilt one of your calipers, and now I'm in the process of putting it back on the car. I got one of your rotors in my lap.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, boys. I'll check back in about 3 minutes.
Make it 2. So anyway, what I was saying is that with brake rotors, sometimes there's a left side and a right side, and generally the thing that matters is which direction the vanes are going. Brakes cool by pulling air from the inside and slinging it through the vanes out the perimeter here. So if the vanes are canted one way or the other, then they are side specific, but these, if you look down, these are just vertical down to the center. So really they can go on either side. The only difference would be which way the slots face. This is listed as a left side, so they want the slots facing like that. All right, we'll clean this off real quick, throw some pads in it, put this on there, put the caliper on there, put the line on, and then move on to the other side. Ooh, ooh. Connecting the line to the caliper, and that line is sealed by using 2 copper crush washers. Tighten the line down, just get it snug. You don't have to crank these things down like crazy, but sometimes you can still have a leak. So sometimes they don't seal up great, and you can just kind of whack the head of the bolt with a hammer to kind of help that crush, and then give it a little more turn. Smack with a hammer, a little more turn, bingo bongo. Now this side is done. We just gotta do the other side. Phil, do you copy? I need help. Over. Out.
Joe, I heard you needed help. I heard you need a help job.
All right, Felipe's taking a break from editing and he's gonna come help out on the passenger side on the brakes. And Felipe, while we're out here, I wanted to talk a little bit more about this car.
Yeah, what do you want to know?
I want to know where you got it, what the story is.
Yeah, this car belonged to a very good friend of mine, Mr. Garrett. He used to come by the house often. Okay, so the way I met Garrett was I actually hit him up on Instagram because I used to love his music.
He was a DJ, right?
So he used to produce techno.
Yeah, I remember. You're like a big fan of his.
Yeah, dude,
and
his
then
music was
all
just
of a sudden
incredible.
he just started showing up.
Yeah, then we started hanging out somehow. I invited him to the track, and then long and behold, he's taking showers in your bathroom.
And working on this car here.
Exactly. So yeah, I think the last thing we all did together was the exhaust. He pulled up, we did the exhaust, and went for a drive.
And what was that, like 2020?
Beginning of 2020, because he passed away in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think
Like fall of 2020, right?
somewhere. Yeah, he passed away close to Thanksgiving time.
Yeah. We were supposed to go on a drive one night, and I remember we had been like filming or doing something that day, and then just never heard from Garrett. And I was like, whatever, I'll hit him up tomorrow. Like I was kind of tired anyway, and then he had passed away. So after all that, how did you end up owning the car?
The car was in limbo for a while. Then I spoke to Garrett's mom, found out that they were going to sell the car, and I was just like, can I please buy it?
Yeah.
And I had to do so. I figured it out, got the car, and yeah,
Bada bing.
bada bing, bada boom. We've been bringing her back to life slowly.
Yeah. Well, she's gonna get some much needed nuv today.
Are you okay?
I'm not sure. I could wrap this in electrical tape though.
Still plenty of life.
There's plenty of life, yeah. Wait, let me see this one. Okay, I just have these laying around. There's some quick disconnect battery terminals, so I'm gonna hook Phil up with these.
Not everyone has that Joby strength, you know? Watch him do it on the first go.
Just gotta like get leverage and pry it. It's about finding the leverage.
I loosened it up.
You gotta find your leverage in life, folks.
You know my leverage is over you?
What?
That time that I caught you. And now that you owe me $100 every time you think about it. Because it's gonna put you in jail if anyone finds out about what you did.
If anybody finds out about that, you won't have a job either.
Let's go rebuild this caliper. Feels so cool, dude.
Shit.
Oh, dude, it looks. Oh, I'm running late. I'm so sorry, guys. I'll see you later.
You have a meeting for it? Was that sincere?
Okay. I'm gonna attempt to do this. See how it goes.
You can do it. You can do it. Just let me know if you need any help.
How did it work so easy when you did it? Me, dude. Or save him.
Yeah, you can rip.
You wanna get in on this? It's my millionth time doing this. Did I get you?
Yeah.
Gotta wear your PPE, dude. Stupid idiot.
Noise. Okay, second caliper, resealed, rebooted, ready to go on the car.
Only took like a minute.
Only took like a minute. Okay, let's put this thing back together. This will work. Don't worry about me. All right, got the brakes back together, got the car up in the air, so now it's time to put some new fluid in it. So since we cracked the lines on the front and replaced them, I'm gonna get fluid filled in the front, and then we'll work our way all the way around the car and flush all the old fluid out. Now the nice thing about this fluid being green is that it's a different color than the fluid that's already in it, so we'll be able to very easily tell once we get fresh fluid out to our brakes. Oh yeah, and one more time for good measure. Gain.
Wow.
Okay, that's new fresh green fluid in the lines, so we're good here. We'll move over to the other rear, get that one done, and then the fronts. All right, we've had a nice little streak. The no start on this car, super simple fix. The brakes, obviously no big deal. But the next thing we gotta do is a little bit trickier. We gotta do some body work. First thing we're gonna do, take off these old uprights. Okay, looks like we got 8 holes in total. Okay, there's that. Now we gotta get these things off. And of course, we're gonna try to not damage the trunk. Get the toothpaste.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, she's pulled up a bit, boys. Okay, well the sheet metal around the holes is pulled up pretty high. That is gonna make things tougher. All right, so the basic plan here is to get these things off, obviously, and get it sanded down. And then we're gonna kind of oversize the holes that are in here and make them nice, perfect circles, probably 3/8 of an inch. And then we will we'll knock out some sheet metal discs of the same size and weld them in there. But before we can do that, we're probably gonna have to deal with how raised up the area around the holes is. All right, we're at the point of no return. We've started sanding, and basically this is the game plan. The holes are pulled way up. We need to tap those down. But we also noticed that there are cracks at the back of each spot on the trunk. In order to tap these things down, I need to hit with a hammer. I don't want to make these cracks worse. So I got to deal with the cracks first, and then we can deal with tapping down the holes and then filling them. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but it will get better. And if it doesn't, then we'll send it to a body shop. This goes. TIG makes this way easier, especially like fixing these little tiny cracks. Because I can do it with no filler, I can just kind of melt the metal back together without adding a bunch of metal. Okay, well the welding of the crack went fine, but you can definitely tell that it's not quite flat where that was, so we're gonna have to work it a bit. It is gonna be a little bit tricky because of the frame under the trunk. I can't get great access to the underside of the skin, but you know, we'll figure it out. Oh, it just spattered and blew a hole through this. That was unexpected. Well, now we have 9 holes to fix. All right, so now that we got the cracks welded up, I'm gonna work on tapping down the high spots around all the holes. So I got a brass drift that I will put underneath, kind of act as a dolly, and I'll tap against that. Try to bring this fella down. We're making some good progress. If you look across the trunk, we've brought down the high spots quite a bit. I think I am gonna bring them down a little bit more, and then I'll sand, and then we'll try to get them knocked all the way down. We can't really proceed until we get the high spots at least down to the level of the trunk or slightly below. Well, the high spots from the holes is one thing, but the crack is just like trying to pull it in all sorts of directions. It's low there, it's high there, it's low across there. It's okay. Nothing we can't handle. Okay, now we're gonna do what's called a guide coat. And this is just a quick and easy way to show you any high and low spots in your bodywork. You see it just kind of tints the area. Now we'll sand that with a sanding block, and the spots that are sanded off immediately are the high spots, and the spots that remain dark are the low spots. Okay, so after doing a quick guide coat, we can see where our high spots are, and we can see where our low spots are, where the darkness remains. So that's kind of what I expected, but a guide coat is a really simple, really quick way to give yourself an exact template of what needs to go down, what needs to come up. Okay, we've got things in a much better place. We've knocked down a lot of the highs, and I think we're at the point where we should plug these holes up. So, to do that, we're gonna have to make a little tool. Basically, all we need to do is make a hole punch for sheet metal. Okay, so to do that, I'm gonna use this stick of 2 by 2 inch steel and drill a hole in it and a slot. That'll make more sense in a minute. My face was dirty, bro. Oh, she's a little tight. Come on, you little. Damon. Okay, we've got our slot cut, we've got our hole drilled. Now we need to slightly modify this punch. This is a transfer punch, just bought these in a set at Harbor Freight. You know what I'm talking about. 3/8 in diameter, and I'm just gonna flatten the front of it. And then this will be a punch. That's it, let's see if it works.
Oh, you should do it like stump.
Flip it first?
Yeah.
Maybe I'd be good at it then. Bingo. Nice, flat, 3/8, perfectly round disc. Now we just need to make the holes in the trunk lid basically the same size. So I'm gonna start with a 23/64 drill bit. That's just under 3/8. All right, now we're gonna step them up to 3/8. And for that, look at that puppy. That's a reamer. It's like a brother to the drill bit. These are for making perfect holes. These are just for quickly making holes in an approximate size and shape. 3/8 drill bit will make about a 3/8 size hole, but oftentimes they're out of round and our discs wouldn't fit perfectly. So we have a 3/8 reamer that will make a perfect 3/8 hole, and those should fit right in it. Okay, now we'll just slowly go around and do that to all of them, and then slowly weld them all up. Oops, we made a little hole. Now we'll drill another hole and make another disc and, no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm gonna fill it. Oh, it's thin there, boy. Holy sh**. It's thin there, boy. It's gonna get tricky. Yeah, we made some extra holes. We filled them right back up. Now we gotta grind down these welds. This is a very achievable thing if you have the tools I have. I wouldn't necessarily go into this expecting it to be easy or to go perfectly on the first try. Bodywork in general is pretty fun. You just have to be willing to accept the fact that there's gonna be some learning moments. Huge low spot there, huge low spot there. So we gotta get those up.
Progress. Takes time, right? Well, this is when you cut to, I originally told Joby, no one recommended doing this. Everyone recommends buying a used trunk. It seems like the hardest challenge is to try and plop these holes, fill them in. So I've been advised not to do it. They're like, why are you gonna do that?
Okay, it's the next day, and we've been making some pretty good progress, but after we plugged the holes, I realized that the dents were a little bit worse than I was expecting. Really, the main issue here is that we have a ton of really low spots, and I don't want to just fill that with body filler, so I need to get them up, but I don't have access to the back side of the panel from inside because of the frame of the trunk. So I just welded a little bit of TIG rod to some of the low spots and put some vice grips on them with a little bit of heat from the torch. And we've been working the metal around like that. And we've got it a lot better. It's a bit more even overall, and the lows are much less low. So this is getting closer to where we need it to be before we can put some filler on it and sand it to perfection. The sheet metal is in worse shape than I was hoping. Whoever told Felipe this wasn't a good idea might have been right, but I'll never admit it. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I think we can take off the TIG rods, grind down our welds, clean this up a little bit, block it out, and then think about putting some filler on. Right now I'm just trying to go across with the ruler and make sure it doesn't seem like any of the high spots in here, relatively speaking, are higher than sort of the plane that the trunk needs to be. Okay, we've cleaned off the metal, and we are about ready to lay down some filler. All in all, the sheet metal is a little bit more beat up than I was hoping for. We're gonna end up using a little more filler than I wanted to, but that's what it's for. So let's glob some on and sand it down. All right, we got a couple layers of body filler down, and I've spent an hour or two sanding, and it's starting to feel pretty good. We're gonna need a couple more coats of body filler, and then we'll move on to glazing, which is basically just a thinner, smoother body filler. But we're close. On the worth it side of things, I mean, it just depends on whether or not you like doing this kind of stuff. I think bodywork is kind of fun. It's kind of satisfying. I mean, it is a lot of repetitive stuff, a lot of sanding, a lot of sitting here looking at it and whatever, but I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's worth it if you're got problems in the head.
Do you want to talk about that, or?
We're getting close. It is the third day on the trunk. I have put the glazing on this side, which is sort of the thinner, kind of final body filler. It sands really smoothly and it'll feather out really nice, so this will blend into the panel perfectly. I'd be lying if I said I was thinking that I may have bit off more than I can chew, and I'm wondering if this is gonna come out well or if I'm gonna be buying Felipe a trunk. In general, it's coming out pretty good. My main concern is really matching the like contour of the rest of the trunk, so that when you like look across it and the sun is gleaming, that the reflections all kind of look right. At this point, there's nothing else to do but keep going and see how it comes out.
Yeah, this is just a finer coat. You can't really build this up as much. It goes on super thin. Aims to fill any imperfections in the body filler beneath it, or just, you know, filling sanding scratches or any minor imperfections on the surface. You're not going to be fixing major imperfections with this stuff, but it gives you a really nice finish and it feathers out really well. Side's feeling pretty good. Completely imperceptible to my hand. Seems to follow the contour of the trunk. I mean, we shouldn't be too hopeful.
Big moment. There is a little bit of sanding to be finished, just around the edges and stuff, but it's pretty close. We do have to make a quick run to that body shop store. I forgot to pick up prep solvent. You love that place. You thought it was cool, remember? Come on, you remember. All right, the trunk is fully sanded, so now it's time to clean it up and get it ready for paint. So the first thing I'm gonna do is hose it off and wash it real good with some water and Dawn dish soap, and then we'll wipe it down with a solvent. Yeah, so now that it's wet, I can get like kind of a look at the reflections coming off of it, and that will let me kind of see if there's any big waves or warps. And so far, it looks pretty good. All right, we've built ourselves a little paint booth. Now it's time to wipe the trunk lid down with solvent one last time, make sure it's perfectly clean, and then spray some primer.
And this is a tack cloth. This just catches any last pieces of dust and kind of reduces the static cling.
All right, at first glance, it looks pretty good. I don't see anything standing out, so we'll proceed. The next step is to block this out with some 320 and just smooth it out, and then we'll start putting some color on it.
Okay, you ready? We gotta go wipe it off, tack it off, and then spray. All right, we'll hit it with solvent again first. We're gonna go with one like medium light coat first, and then we'll do 2, maybe 3 medium wet coats. Get her stuck up real good.
Okay, now we're gonna start putting down some color. I went to my local auto body supply store and had them mix me up an aerosol can full of R510 Formula Red Honda paint for 70 bucks. I'm spraying about 8 to 10 inches from the surface and using the classic 50-50 overlap method. I'm starting to notice some inconsistency from the spray can, especially as the can gets low on juice, but it's manageable. But then...
Well, we're out of paint. No way. Yeah.
So I got another can, sprayed it on, and it looks red. All right, boom, the color's done. Now it's time for some clear coat. I got an aerosol can of 2K clear coat from the store for 40 bucks. 2K means it's 2 parts, clear coat and hardener, which is really bad for you, so you gotta wear a respirator with the proper filters. Now the clear coat is really spraying poorly. It's occurring to me at this point that spray paint cans like these work best when you're holding them vertically. I'm doing the opposite of that, so the first application of clear coat came out very dry looking and very bad. So I went back to the store, I got another can of clear coat, then I wet sanded the trunk, and then I adjusted the trunk in the paint booth so I could hold the can slightly more vertically, and then I sprayed the can. And this time we got much better results, but there are still a couple spots with some dryness and a couple little tiny dust speckles. Okay, now that we're out in the blinding sun, Well, it looks about the same, but really what I'm focusing on right now is how the areas where we tried to fix the holes and the dents look. And they look pretty good, especially like I'm focusing on the reflections. So I'm basically like focusing on the palm trees in the background. And there's no weird like ripples to them. It doesn't look warped. Nothing looks funky, which I'm pretty happy about. That was kind of tricky. And it took a lot of sanding. My back hurt, but hey, came out pretty good. So I think the bodywork went pretty well. The plugging of the holes was pretty easy, but actually dealing with the dents and the warping was a little tricky. But I think that came out pretty good. I could say that I'm happy with that. I mean, we've got some wet sanding and buffing to do for sure, but once that's done, I think this will look even better. And right now, I think it looks pretty good. The only question that remains is, does the color match? Let's put it on the car, find out. Well, this is a little dusty. I buffed it a little bit. I think I need to hit it again. One of the tough things about matching paint is that, especially on cars out here, paint fades over time. So, you know, the color can match perfectly, but it won't look right if the paint surrounding your new, nice, shiny piece is faded. So I did buff these quarters a little bit. It looks like I could go a little further on that side, and they're a little bit dirty right now. But all in all, that's a pretty dang good color match. To be honest with you, I was worried. That looks like the right color, doesn't it? Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, it's been a while. Yeah, it's a little, I like it. For me, it's perfect.
Fires right up. That's
No
good.
problem.
Now put this dang top down, dude. I'm cooking.
Here, help me. Get your side, please.
Okay, what did we do to this thing? Oh yeah, I remember.
What did we do to this thing? What did you do to this thing?
Team effort.
Yeah,
well,
so
we fixed the no crank, no start, which is a scary thing, but it turned out to be a really simple solution.
I will say, yeah, I mean, after changing the starter, I was starting to sweat because I was like,
yeah, if not this, then what?
Then what?
But yeah, so super cheap fix on the no crank, no start. We just threw some new battery terminals on that fit a little better and charged up your battery. Okay, so we got that knocked out, and then we rebuilt the front calipers, put some new seals in them. They feel great.
Yeah, dude. I mean, not leaking. It doesn't feel as squishy as it used to.
And in a lot of cases, you know, you just got to clean up your old stuff, replace the replaceable bits,
exactly.
And then you remanufactured it.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. So thank you for helping me do that. I really do appreciate like everything you've done to this.
Of course.
Especially, which I think was going to be the hardest thing to do. You tell me how it went, but getting rid of the holes in the trunk and getting it to color match.
Did I bite off a little more than I could chew? Maybe, but you know, to quote Will Smith, then I chewed it. You know, it was a lot of work, and the sort of like damage to the trunk from the wing was worse than I thought at a glance.
I remember coming out to the garage after you finished sanding and getting rid of a lot of not imperfections, but a lot of the paint, and then it really revealed.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this thing's like way more dented, way broader than I thought. So we kind of, you know, we pulled that out pretty good, and then had a date with the block sander and the body filler, and that date lasted a few days. But all in all, I think it was it came out pretty good.
It feels great. I think it looks great. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And you know what? Listen, was it worth it? Probably not, to be honest with you. Well, really what I think the move is you buy maybe one of the cheapest trunks you can find and maybe fix a couple of dents or dings. You know, bodywork like that is pretty easy and achievable. And then take it to a paint shop.
Exactly. I mean, that's what everyone kind of advised. I asked around, I asked everyone, and
I really think that like the body shop making spray paint that is like matched to the color code is really cool. So I wanted to see what we could do in the backyard.
I thought that was really cool. When I walked in and you showed me, I was like, you're like, I have the paint. I was like, where is it?
Yeah.
And you showed me a can.
Yeah.
I was like, that's Formula Red.
Yeah. And so that is very cool. Now, mind you, that stuff was pretty expensive. The Honda Red spray can, individual can, was about $70. But paint is expensive.
How many did you use?
Two of them.
Two cans.
And 2 clears. And you know, that was also like my main issue with the laying of the paint was getting those cans to spray well at the angles I needed them to. that is overcomable if you make everything that you need to spray
Exactly.
at that right angle.
I mean, I saw your paint booth, and I think
TP?
it's A for effort. But yeah, I do see.
Yeah, the paint booth, honestly, if I had spent like a whole day building like a nicer paint booth with actually like some ventilation and a little more room.
That would have been, I think, such a game changer.
Yeah.
But dude, I like from the bottom of my heart, I think G, this is the way to do it. So I really cannot thank you enough.
Of course. Yeah, and I think G would definitely be happy. He would love to see it on the channel.
Yeah, definitely, dude. That's the coolest part for me. It's the fact that, I would have liked to help out a little bit more. So,
Hey man, we're all busy, but whenever we can point the sharp end of this silly YouTube channel we have at our own stuff, I think we should do it. So don't take your car to a shop.
definitely.
Bring it to the house, dude.
Well, speaking of, I think I have a wing coming in, a couple side skirts, a front bumper. I do have a lip for it.
Not even funny. Dude, if you put a wing on this trunk, I'm walking home.
It's gonna happen, but not on that trunk. It's gonna be like this for a while. It's gonna be like this for a while.
Yeah, we'll buy you another trunk lid someday. No, what do I care? Let's put a wing on it.
Yeah.
But all right, dude. Well, thanks for lending us your car for a few days, and I'm happy to have brought it back to life a little bit.
Definitely.
So now it's time to hit the canyons.
Dude, it's long overdue.
I know.
If you guys want to see more S2000 stuff,
Yeah, let us know in the comments. And if you want to see more of all of the boys' cars, we've got a bunch of projects that are in various states of completion. So let us know in the comments what you want to see. And thank you for watching this episode. I hope you had fun. Hope you learned a thing or two along the way. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave us a comment, and we'll see you on the next one.
thank you.
Peace.
Thank you, Toby.
Of course.
Do you want to drive this thing or what?
No, dude. I'm passenger princess.
It's crazy how loud it is, but you're like not going fast at all.
That's what's fun about them, and you just rev them out like, in traffic, hitting like 6,000 RPMs is fun.
All day. And once you hit like 4,500, that's the VTEC really coming in.
Same with the M3, man. They gotta be up.